Doki Literature Club. It's a pretty popular game, as we all know, which means there's obviously going to be some people who dislike the game. It's completely fine. There are just some DDLC haters that are they're just so annoying, and their ideas for why the game is bad is just pretty dumb and overall doesn't make any sense at all. Most of these reviews we're going to be looking at in this video are left by parents. Let's first do a little background on kind of the reviews for the game. The game has a really good review rating on Google. It has a 4.7 star rating, which is a really good review. Usually the average is about 4.5. And let's look at some good reviews right now. I just like the whole lore and plot of the game, and also it's cool that you can interact with Monika towards the end. Sorry if that spoiled the game, but there'll probably be more spoilers in this video. Spoiler warning. Now let's dive into some negative reviews right here. I think the first review right here is left by a kid, since the grammar isn't really all that good, and it's in all caps, which usually means that it's left by either a little kid or an old person. So let's just read the review. Okay, so it starts off by saying, I think it is terrible, which is, usually I don't see many real good reviews starting off by saying oh, it's terrible. Usually when you see a review like that, I would give 0 stars. It's usually left by a kid. This game is wrong. Well, it's a video game, it's not real life, so of course there's got to be something that's kind of wrong in it. There wasn't anything offensive in there. I didn't get offended by it, so if you got offended by Doki Literature Club, well then, man, you shouldn't be playing video games. You need to get off the computer and go outside and do something else, man. I'm sorry, man, maybe Twitter has just gotten into your head. Why does all the other characters die or hurt their self, and Monika don't? Explanation point. I do not know. I'm not Dan Salvato. I don't think Dan Salvato even has access to these Google reviews, so I don't understand why you're asking a question like that. And 2, you gotta put a spoiler warning. You gotta put spoiler warning, only read if you played the game. Now everybody here knows what happens in the game, so yeah, it's kind of not a good review, because you just spoiled the game for everybody who, probably reading the reviews to know if they should play it. I don't understand. Change it. Well, sorry, but I don't think Dan Salvato is going to change it. Not even in DDLC Plus, since this was uploaded 2 years ago. And why is this person so angry about it? This person just I don't understand why Monika's gotta live. Why do all the other characters gotta suffer? I hate Monika. Monika's my least favorite character. Who's with me? A Sayori best girl. Yeah. Even though I literally said that in my last video. But anyways, in the last sentence, change it. Obviously you can't change it because that's the type of game it is. Sorry to break it to you, but maybe this person just doesn't like the overall plot. I guess the good news is it's a free-to-play game actually, so there's not really too much you lost when playing it if you lost a few hours of your time. But that's nothing really too big when you could have spent $70 on it. Okay, the next rating right here. There's another Monika hater review. This one was left a little more recently. It was left 8 months ago. It says, this is the weirdest game in the world. Well, I guess the game could have been kind of weird. I guess that's kind of the whole point of it. It's a scary game, so it's supposed to be scary in a weird way. So I gotta agree with you on that one. Of course, it's weird in a good way. I like the game. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't good. And you can leave one of the characters, Monika, for 3 years. 3 years. I think they meant 3. And it doesn't matter what, she will still love you no matter the cause. Monika is the worst out of all the characters. I hate Doki. It is for weirdos. First of all, I'm guessing when they meant leave Monika for 3 years, they're probably talking about Act 3 or the just Monika. They really out here they had the game and then they didn't play for 3 years, and they opened it and they're like, oh, why is she not sad or something? Why is she not saying anything? And that determines your rating. It's not the plot, not the story, not the lore, not the characters. It's just, Monika didn't say anything after 3 years, 1 star rating. Monika is the worst out of all the characters. Well, that's kind of a controversial thing to say on this channel here, since Monika is the most popular one. You might get some backlash for that, so you're on your own, man. And then just to end it off, Doki is for weirdos. Well, I guess we're all weirdos now. Everybody comment I'm a weirdo, because we're all weirdos now. I didn't come up with the rules. It's this review right here. I'm so sorry. This next review, I don't know if it's just a troll review or if it's a legit review. If it is a legit review, I gotta say this is probably one of the most brain-dead, stupidest reviews I've ever seen. So I'm just going to pretend like this is a real review just because I want to crap on it. I really just want to. Okay. So let's read it. There is a computer virus, and that's why I hate it. I understand people are like, oh, is Doki Doki a virus? Like, no, it's obviously not a virus. It's a freaking video game. It's on Steam. How can a Steam game have a virus on it? But that's the whole point of the game, okay? I went to GameStop. I told this story before, and the person even said the game is supposed to be like that. It's not something with your console. It's not a virus. It's just how the game is supposed to work. And then they have that face right there. Yes, I'm not satisfied. Please remove it and make a better one. But you want them to make a better virus? They just said, please remove it and make a better one. So I'm guessing they want you to remove the virus and make a new, better virus, you know? Who knows? Maybe this virus, instead of just, you know, doing a little bit of glitching stuff to the game, maybe it can just completely just give your PC a black screen and just completely ruin your PC. Maybe that's what they mean by better virus. Yeah, I wouldn't like my PC to not work. There's a lot of other reviews for this, so I'm just going to start reading kind of just briefly what they said because they're really long and they have some words in there that might get this video age restricted. So I'm going to try to keep it family friendly for everyone. But pretty much what they all complain about is it seems like it's parents making a review for the game because for whatever reason they were being pretty bad parents and letting their kids play inappropriate, scary video games. And they always say there's sexual content in the game, even though I played the game multiple times and I don't remember there ever being sexual content in the entire game. I don't remember anything unless if you are going to consider like the one time where they make a comment about Yuri's breasts being a sexual content thing. Then I don't understand what you even mean. And there isn't anything really other than that can be considered sexual content. So I don't understand what you mean by that. They also always talk about it being scary, like every review has a giant all capital thing saying, don't play this game, warning, and then it has all the scary things. Like you couldn't tell that was in the game when you literally went on the Steam page and it said, warning, scary game contains all this stuff. I mean, I think anybody with eyes could tell that the game was going to contain this stuff. I don't think we need you telling us that. Also, I know some of these reviews are kind of joke reviews. I see some of them that say like, oh, this is a review just for people who are sorting by 1 stars and just so people know like this game isn't that bad. It's just kind of like a joke review. But for these reviews, I actually don't see anything saying joke review, but there's still a bunch of people saying that they're helpful. So I don't really understand what that's all about. Maybe just a joke review probably. But whatever, I'm still going to make fun of it though because it's pretty funny. And you know, they always say that their kids have nightmares. And I think that's also pretty stupid because you let your kid play it. It's not Dan Salvado's fault that you let your kid play a scary game and didn't tell them to not play it. It's not Steam's fault because your kid went on to the game page and, you know, played it even though it said game is scary content warning, don't play if you're under 13 and all this warning stuff, and your kid played it anyways. If I personally like scary games, but if I didn't like scary games and I saw a giant text saying this game is scary, then I wouldn't play it. Simple as that. But for whatever reason, you let your kid play it anyways, and that isn't my fault. It isn't Steam's fault. It isn't Dan Salvado's fault. It's your fault. Dude, I don't know how many times I see it says like jump scare warning, which I also think is pretty stupid since there is only 2 jump scares in the entire game. Like, I mean, there's only, yeah, there's, unless if you count like the bug things, which I guess they could kind of be considered jump scares, but they're not real jump scares. There's only really 2 jump scares in the game, one of them only being a jump scare if you're using a recording software, so really there's only 1 jump scare in the entire game. If you even look up, does DDLC have jump scares, it's going to say, no, not really, there's only 1 or 2 of them, so don't worry. But for whatever reason, these parents are out here making it seem like there's so many jump scares and this game is going to be the scariest thing ever. Just trying to make the game look bad, which is kind of sad if it's not even true. Dude, I swear, if I see one more review saying virus warning, man, I'm going to flip, okay? I don't know what's with this whole, like, rumor going around, like, oh, Doki Doki Literature Club is a virus. Like, no, it's not a virus. I don't know if this is some joke I don't get, or people legit actually out here be thinking that this game contains a virus, because it does not. Do you see how many people are out here playing it? Review right here just says, trigger warning, like, man, I think it's pretty obvious that there is going to be something scary in the game since it said like 1,000,000 times scary. Don't play if you don't like scary stuff. Don't play it, but you played it anyways. That doesn't mean to give it a 1-star review just because it was too scary for you and you chose to play it anyways. These were just some Google ratings, so who knows, these could all just be a joke. If you'd like to see me talk more about DDLC reviews or even react to Steam reviews, which might be even more funny, let me know down in the comments because I think the Steam reviews are pretty funny. I would love to do a video on that if this one does well. Make sure to check out my other video on the screen right here. I thank you guys so much for making it to the end. Bye.